Hey, it's Duke Ferguson, owner, CEO, and master trainer of Unleashed Potential Canine and creator of Dog Training Genesis. Because of my beliefs in not feeding your dog from a dish and making them work for a living, I always get this question from other trainers that we train and clients: when can I finally feed my dog from a dog dish? Okay, I always recommend don't bother, but there's one way you can use a dish, okay? And I just want to give you this little tip. So if you must feed from a dish, the whole thing is, it's just not for free, okay? When you're going to feed from a dish, when I recommend to feed from a dish, which I don't, but if you're going to do it, is when your dog is really sound, and I mean solid and generalized, in every environment that you want the dog to be good in, okay? And that their drive is high or relatively high, and you know that they've got a lot of good training qualities into them and it's instilled. So saying that, when you want to start transitioning from your pouch or hand feeding and making the dogs work for it in that way, they need to know the things that you're happy with, okay? The desired behaviors. They need to be good at it in all environments. Then you can start feeding from the dish. But you know what? Seriously, I really would not recommend just taking the dog dish and saying, here you go, and eat for free again, because things will regress. So here's my recommendation. There's a thing called indirect reward, okay? So what you could do, and you know what? I've done this with St. Bernards that needed like 6, 8 cups at a time, all right? So what you can do is you can take the dog food, put it in the dog dish, and you can do a few things. You can technically just hold the dish, all right? And then you can give the dog obedience commands that they've already known, and you can put them through some drills, okay? And it only takes 5 minutes, okay, to get a whole meal into a dog. So I'm going to feed from a dog dish and show you 2 things. This one's direct, and the other way is going to be called indirect, okay? And I do that usually with toys, but I want to show you in case you don't have a dog with toy drive. So you're going to use their food, all right? And saying this is for finishing stages. This is not for the early stages, okay? Brick. So I have my dog, and I have him food motivated, willing to work. He already knows obedience. He's already going to be obedient. It's not the issue, all right? So I could say to the dog, go to place, good, sit, good, stand, nice, down, good, break. And then I give him the dish, and he eats. There you go. Perfect. And this is also not a bad idea if you're feeding raw, or if you're feeding little tiny pieces of kibble, the small little ones. That's a pain in the butt to hand feed. Okay? So that would be what's called giving the dog direct reward from a dog dish. So yeah, I'm feeding from the dish, right? But it's not for free. That's the whole thing, the whole concept of what I try and teach people. Just don't give it to dogs for free. So many different repetitions and reinforcement that you can give, and you're missing out in giving all of that food at one time. So he just did a couple of things, got some food, okay, go to place. And I'll tell you what, your dog will be like so crazy. You know how when you get home and your dog is like, oh yeah, it's food time, and they're so excited. Yeah, just make them work for it. All right? And then they'll really be loving the obedience and the thing, and you'll tire your dog out and satisfy some needs and instincts of the dog. So those are things you can do to the dog, making him work for it just by doing that. Now, let's say you don't want to stand there and put the dog through drills. You're tired, right? You don't want to do anything. But the dog knows stuff, right? If this is the only way they eat, then you have obedience in your dog. You can go and be lazy and sit down on a chair, right? And you could say to the dog, come. If the dog's going to come, good dog. Go to place, good dog. Sit, good. Come, good. Go back to place, good. Sit, good. Stand, good. Down, break. And then they can come and they eat the food that you're holding. All right? All right. Now that's another way to do it. So you don't even have to stand up. You could just be lazy and sit down on your butt. All right? Just make the dog work for it, and they're motivated to do so. All right? Just not for free. That's the whole thing, right? Now, indirect reward. Let's go for the next little step here. I'm going to take his dog dish. All right? Now, you want to be very careful with this. And this is a really good exercise, to be honest with you, especially if you have a dog that's, you know, somewhat possessive, okay? You're going to call them from the dog dish. All right? Now, this dog's a little advanced. Right? I don't have any green dogs doing it, but you would start with a long line on the dog or a leash on the dog. So that way, if you say, come, and the dog says, no, I'm not coming, I'm eating, and they ignore you, you can bring them to you, right? And make sure when you do this that you have alternative rewards on your person, okay? So you can do that if you're early stages. This is a finished product. This is for people mostly that are in my clients, personal coaching clients, or my dog training Genesis program. Okay, but this is a big thing. If you want to tell your clients to feed from a dish, or if you want to feed from a dish, you know, do it this way. If you're already feeding from a dish and your dog doesn't listen to you right now, maybe you go to some of our other videos and learn. Maybe I should get my dog to work for a living, because I work for a living and you work for a living. They should work for you too, right? So I'm going to set the dog dish down over here. And I show, hey, there, doggy, there's the food in the dish. And I can set the dish down on my kitchen floor, okay? Now, I'm not going to do that and try and tell him, now, your dog, in order for this to work, your dog needs to know the markers, okay? That we teach and is instilled, okay? That's not the purpose of this video. So when I say break to the dog, he can go and get food, all right? Now, if he won't come from the dish, have a line so you can pull him from the dish. No jerking and tugging. When you pull him from the dish, put him through some paces and continue that, all right? Now, I can put the dog through paces, okay? I can tell him, come. Good. Nice work. Heel. Good job. He's looking at the dish, healing, and he will never, ever get the food. This is a little tip I want to tell you right now. Never get the dog the food if they're looking at it. They must look to you to get the indirect reward. So I'd say, yep. You can practice little healing in your house. Picture this is in your house. Use a chair. Good boy. Get up. Good. Place. Good. Break. They can go to the dog dish. Have some food. Okay? Let you come. Attaboy. Let them swallow. Let them chew. Get that stuff into them. Get up. Good. Come. Good boy. Yep. Look at me. Go to place. Sit, down, stand, down, stand, good, come here, nice, heel, good boy, come, good, sit, come and sit, good boy, heel, good, look at me, down, come. Drill your dog, heel, in things that you've taught your dog, place here, good boy, sit and look at me. That's just a little tiny briefcase, little GoPro, which I'm shooting this video on right now, okay? Break. The dog looks to you and give him a reward. Indirect reward is over there. He's eating his food, having a great time. And then I call him away. Oh, by the way, I'm using a big dish so they don't just jam it all in them at one time, okay? So it takes them a while to get into it. Nitro, come. Ah, boy, good boy. He came to me. If I just want to focus on recall, break. He can have it back to the dish. But now I'll give him even something better, okay? Nitro, come. Good boy, buddy. Nice job. I'm going to feed him here, okay? Place. Good. Staring at the dish gets you nothing. Looking at me, it's a better guy. Break. Okay? So just get your dog motivated, food motivated, willing to work, right? Think of this. So many times you go to work and you're working for a living. If you don't go to work, you don't eat, right? In the wild, they got to hunt to eat. Rabbits don't come to the dog. So we give the dog free food. We work, the dog doesn't. We give him stuff for free. You're the slave, he's the boss. Nitro, come. Right? Good dog. Yeah. Place here. Good. Sit. Good. Down. Good boy. And like I said, you can do this sitting on your butt. I don't even have to hold the dog dish. I don't have to hand feed him anymore. This is finishing stages, okay? Not early stages. You do that all previous stuff. If you're wanting to know how to have your dog obedient, be sure to contact one of my Unleashed Potential trainers possibly in your area, or definitely check out my Dog Training Genesis video series. It's step by step by step, and it'll help you get all kinds of stuff. This is just the basics as far as what that's going to help you with. Dog staring at me, not staring at the food. Come. Good dog. So good boy. All right. Yeah, a good boy. I'm going to give him a piece of food for that. Nice job, buddy. Brick. And he can go to the dog dish. Did you call him away from the dog dish again? Come. Nature, come. Good boy. Nice. Brick. Okay. So hopefully that's been of value to you, right? And you get some success of that. But just, you know what? Like I say, food doesn't come to the dog for free, especially in the wild, but it does in a domesticated home. They don't have to work. If you put your dog through drills, just little tiny things, it could be just calling him from the dish, back and forth, Make it worth his while. Make him learn that he's got to do it, but it's good for him. You will have some satisfaction in the dog's, instincts and things like that. So that's just one of little things. If you say, I need to feed my dog from a dog dish and I don't want to make my dog I don't want to hand feed my dog or do that stuff, then there's a way you can do it, okay? Or a couple ways you can do it. Or if you have clients, if you're a professional dog trainer and they're saying to you, when can I feed my dog from a dog dish? They can, when the dog's obedient and they get things, okay? But make sure it's still being worked for. That's all right? So I hope that is of value to you, and I will see you in another video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and like us on Facebook, and check out our free video series that we have on Unleash Potential's website. It's free, and you'll like it. All right, take care. See you in another video.
So don't forget to subscribe, and be sure to check out the list of links that I've given you for your convenience below in the description box.